it's Sam. Welcome to my training vlog. I'm an active duty Navy senior chief and a powerlifter, and I'm at the end of an 8-week cut with RP. So February is pretty much over. We're heading into March, and with February ending, my cut with RP has ended. I mentioned in a previous video that this wasn't my first time cutting with RP. Similar results to other times, although I started on a much stronger foot than I ever had before. So overall, at the end of the diet, 8 weeks, I lost 6 pounds and about 1.5 inches on my single waist measurement, and that's it. So most of those 6 pounds were lost in the first month, and then the first week of February, I went to San Diego. It was good to go. Second week of February, I had a class. Wasn't great. It was very time consuming, and I stalled out. I have a couple clips discussing that, but I don't want to dive too deep into it. This week, the primary challenge was the severe schedule change. So we got sitting in a classroom all day for 8 hours a day. I'm hitting rush hour traffic now to and from work. Classroom environment is long and grueling because of these dang chairs, and then it's also grueling because of the content.
So sometimes you're like really excited to learn something and the time can fly by. And other times you're rehashing stuff that you already pretty much know pretty well.
Then when you add in like discussion questions in a group environment with a variety of different people.
In a variety of different walks of life and different learning stages. Good God, sometimes.
Like, how do you feel about blah, 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 blah. And everybody and their mother wants to talk about their feelings. Oh my God. It's just the feeling stuff, man. I agree. I feel the same way. Okay, if you feel the same way, put your hand down. You just want to talk. A little bit emotional draining. Definitely drained my patience every day. So then getting in traffic and coming home. By the time I came home, it's time for dinner. And I did not eat all my meal prep. I had meals. I was already ready to go from before I left for San Diego. I made a bunch of stuff for my husband, and there was still some left over for me. I should have been good for the whole week. Not only did I not eat the meals that were right there in the fridge for me, I also didn't drink water. I had a little bit of water during the day, but I didn't drink water, screwing up my food, screwing up water, and I didn't work out. God. The other thing I didn't do was hit my steps or cardio. So on every level that I could have failed this week, I failed. I was doing my weigh-ins. That's the only thing I was doing. And this week was catastrophic compared to the San Diego trip, which is crazy to me because there's so much more that was out of my hands with the San Diego trip in this week. Things were in my hands. I just had to overcome the challenge, and I did not. After my stall out week, where I pretty much screwed up my progress, I really struggled to get back on track for the rest of the month. So I got back on track as far as the gym goes. I did go to the gym and I did some meal prep, but I wasn't following my rules. You know, I wasn't eating meal prep as much as possible, and then I wasn't accomplishing my cardio days to the same that I was in January. So I got one Orange Theory class every week for the whole month of February instead of the 2 classes I wanted to do. So none of the midweek classes happened. And I don't have a lot of excuses for that. I think I was just pretty bummed. And and I paid for it. So instead of, losing another 6 pounds in February, if that was going to be possible, or even 4 pounds, which was the goal, I lost nothing. I struggled to stay at the number that I was at. So that's where we're ending it. And okay, I'll take 6 pounds. When you finish a cut with RP, normally what happens if you decide to stay with them and you keep using the app will recommend that you go into what's called a maintenance phase. So you are eating for the calories to maintain your weight or maintain your current body composition. I'm not doing RP right now, but the new coach that I am signed on with has started me out with calories that I would consider to be maintenance. So whether or not I wanted to do it, by going with this new coach, we are pretty much going into a maintenance phase. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see if I gain a bunch of weight through these new calories or what. I'm gonna try to make some videos about it because it's very different. It's very different than anything I've done. Even with RP, she's allowing me a lot more macros than I've ever had. So we'll see how this goes. I'm scared of losing. I'm terrified. I'm terrified of gaining weight and losing the progress that I've made. But we're gonna try to make smart decisions and not let that happen. We'll see. Stick around. I'll show you how that goes, and I'll see you in the next one.